165 where 155 165. Here 175 now, I got 165. 175,185,185 she said no. Storage wars made them famous, but what happened after nearly destroyed them? A motorcycle crash in 2019 nearly killed one of the show's biggest personalities. Chest and legs were crushed so badly he spent days fighting for his life while he was recovering. Another star sued the show for nearly $4 million. He said producers planted valuable items in storage units before filming to create drama. At the same time, the show's golden couple was living a lie. Behind their playful banter was something much darker. When the truth finally came out, police reports and court files told a story that shocked everyone. Daryl the Gambler Sheets. Daryl Sheets didn't just fade from TV. After storage wars, his life took such a sharp dramatic turn it felt like the end of one story and the beginning of something entirely different. Fans remembered him as the gambler, the guy who'd risk it all on dusty lockers filled with who knows what. But off-screen, his real gamble came not from bidding wars but from his own body turning against him. In 2019 he found himself fighting for his life. After 3 silent months of illness, his heart gave out twice. Doctors found not only heart failure but serious problems in his lungs. He needed emergency surgery, and suddenly the man who'd made a living off instinct and adrenaline was forced into a kind of stillness he never expected. What made it cruel was the timing. Just before all this he had lost over 100 pounds and turned his health around. He had been feeling better than ever. And then his heart stopped cooperating. Meanwhile, cracks started showing up in his personal life too. His engagement to Romney Snyder, which had seemed solid during his darkest hours, suddenly fell apart. By 2022 he was openly bitter about the years they spent together. When a fan brought up her name online, he didn't hold back. And then came the twist no one expected. Out of nowhere, Daryl rekindled his old love with Kimber Warfel, the ex-wife he divorced back in 2016. They didn't make a big announcement. They just quietly reappeared in each other's lives, sharing photos, calling it their 10-year anniversary like the divorce had never happened. It was like watching someone hit rewind and then press play again, hoping for a different ending. Daryl didn't just recover, he transformed. He left California, left the chaos, and settled near the lake in Arizona. The man who once thrived in dusty warehouses now found peace beside calm waters. No more wild storage hunts. No more cameras chasing his every move. He started selling vintage items through a small shop with a cheeky name, Show Me Your Junk. But even that was more about fun than fortune. He spent his days restoring old cars, snapping pictures of sunsets, and writing things like just loving life so peaceful. He wasn't alone. His current partner, Hattie Rich, is far from the world of reality shows. She runs vineyards and restaurants, and her lifestyle matches the slower, richer pace Daryl seems to have embraced. He doesn't look back much anymore. The man who once chased treasures now values quiet mornings and second chances. Barry, the collector. Weiss. Barry Weiss wasn't just another cast member on Storage Wars. He was the wild card. The guy with skeleton gloves, leopard print shirts, and a voice like gravel. When he suddenly disappeared from the show in 2013, fans were stunned. Barry said he wanted to leave while the show was still popular. He called himself a professional slacker and meant it, but nobody expected what would come next. In 2014, Barry returned with a new show called Buried Treasure, where he drove around the country hunting for bizarre antiques. It only lasted 8 episodes, but it was pure Barry, offbeat, funny, and full of weird finds. A year later, in 2015, he popped up again with Barry Strikes Back, this time looking back at his favorite moments from Storage Wars. Then came April 2019. A quiet street in Los Feliz turned into the backdrop of a life-altering moment. Barry was riding his motorcycle with a friend when a car pulled out at the worst possible time. The crash was brutal. Barry's injuries were serious. His chest and legs were crushed badly enough to need multiple surgeries. He spent days in the ICU. Updates from the hospital made it clear this wasn't a scrape or a fracture. This was the kind of accident that either breaks you or changes you forever. And Barry changed. He could have retired quietly after that, but something shifted in him. He didn't return to reality TV or try to reclaim the old magic. Instead, later that same year he turned up somewhere no one expected. Casino. Not as a guest but as the face of Sherwood Valley Casino in Northern California. He became a voice, character, even a symbol of reinvention. He also expanded into voiceovers for other casinos in the region. It was quirky, a little random, and completely in character. Ivy the King. Calvin Ivy. Calvin didn't just disappear after Storage Wars. He turned the fame into something bigger, something that most people didn't see coming. People knew him as the king on the show. But once the camera stopped rolling, Ivy started building a kingdom of his own. And it didn't take long. He started out in 2008, buying storage units when almost no one knew his name. Just a year later, in 2009, he opened his first store, Grandma's Attic. It wasn't some dusty old shop in the corner of town. It became a non-stop late-night hotspot. While most stores closed at 7 o'clock, Ivy kept his open until midnight, sometimes even 3 a.m. He built it for people like him, hunters, diggers, the kind who never sleep when there's treasure to be found. Then in 2012 he joined Storage Wars. But by that point Ivy was already a force in the storage game. Over the next few years he didn't just build a store. He built a system. A fast-moving, high-turnover empire where new stuff rolled in constantly and old stuff never sat long. He traveled far and wide. When local auctions dried up, he played the bidding game like a pro, brushing off the usual tricks other buyers tried to use. After 16 years in the game, nothing rattled him. And all of this paid off. Today his net worth is around $1.5 million. That's not just from TV. That's from grinding, building, and thinking ahead. But Ivy didn't stop at money. He started thinking about legacy. In 2014 he married Wendy Calvin. And soon after he brought his two sons, Isaiah, born in 2000, and Ivy Jr., born in 1998, into the fold. He didn't just let them hang around the shop. He handed them the reins. On season 13 of